Toozler. I was so confused about how friendship worked. By that point, I just accepted that I didn't have any real ones. Old sport, said Alec into the microphone in his radio voice. Then glanced at me when I read my line and tapped me on the hand. It's you. We were recording the mid-September episode on a Thursday evening, a couple weeks into the term. Alec's room was dark, apart from the glare on his laptop screen and the fairy lights wrapped around his bed. I hadn't been paying attention because I had been staring at my phone. Because I had just received an email notification notifying me that someone had sent me an anonymous Tumblr message. The anonymous Tumblr message said this. Anonymous said, "Is your real name Francis Shaver?" I stared at it. Then Alex stared at it. Then my phone buzzed as a second email arrived. Anonymous said, "Hey, do you know if you've seen, but lots of people in the university Tumblr tag are saying you are a girl called Francis. No pressure to say anything about it, but I just thought you should be aware." Fuck, said Alec. Alec rarely swore. Yes, I agree. Without saying anything, Alec opened up an internet tab and went straight to Tumblr. He had an account on there, but never posted anything. He just used it to lurk and spy on the fandom. The top post in University Tumblr tag with the over 5,000 notes was a long post dedicated to identifying me as the voice of Toulouse. The show artist and the owner of the blog Toulouser, known online as Toulouse, someone, maybe from a school or the town, I don't know, had a Tumblr post comparing a video of me presenting a speech for the parent governor as a past school event uploaded to the school's website to my voice in the last few episodes and some blurry screenshots of me from the Ghost School episode. Underneath the evidence, the person had written, "OMFG. Do you think Toulouse is Francis Xavier person? They look and sound the same, LOL. XD at Toulouser. The XD made me grind my teeth. They're literally one step away from finding me. I glanced toward him. What? I glanced toward him. He was fiddling with his jumper sleeves. "What do you want me to do?" I said, generally asking. "What should we do? They'd probably respect me if I asked them not to look for you." "That's not going to stop them," he said, and rubbed his forehead. "I could deny it." "They won't believe you," he groaned. "This is all because of that stupid episode. Such an idiot." I shuffled in my chair. "Well, I mean, it's not your fault. But, if they find out it's you, it won't be a disaster, will it? I mean, it's probably to come out at some point, especially if you carry on getting this many subscribers." "No. It's gonna be a mystery forever. That's what makes it so great." Alec shook his head, his eyes gazing out of focus into the computer screen in front of him. "That's what makes it so special. It's all contained. It's just this kind of ethereal thing. It's special, magical ball of happiness hanging in the air above everyone's heads that nobody can touch, and it's just mine." and nobody gets to interfere. Not the fandom, not my mom, not anyone. I felt losing track of what he was saying, so I didn't reply. I looked back at my emails, and I found 10 new messages there. I went ahead and made a post about it anyway. Toulouse. Yes, you guessed it, LOL. So for the past 2 years on my Tumblr, you've known me as Toulouse or Toulouse, which I'm sure you guessed was a fake name. I kept myself anonymous because no one in real life knew I did these drawings, or was so embarrassing obsessed with this beautiful YouTube channel. I guess I underestimated my ability to put the voices to faces. And there have been a lot of rumors flying around about me over a past couple of weeks. So yes, my real name is Frances Xavier, and I'm the artist for University and the voice of Toulouse. I used to be just a massive fan of the show, and now suddenly I'm helping make the show, which is weird, but here we are. No, I'm not going to tell you who Radio is. Please stop asking. It'd also be cool if you, not stalk me. Okay, bye. Hashtag University, hashtag Radio Silence, hashtag University and Citizens, hashtag LOL. Can people stop sending me ask the same questions now? Hashtag thank you. Hashtag I'll get back to drawing now. By this point, I have been around 4,000 followers on Tumblr. By the weekend, that went up to 25,000. The Monday after, 5 separate people had come up to me at school to ask me if I was the voice of Toulouse from University, and of course I had to say yes. But 1 week, everybody at school knew that I, Frances Xavier, this extremely studious and boring head girl, was doing some weird YouTube thing in secret. Or not so secret anymore, I guess. Artistic was disappointing. You're probably aware of the reason I needed to speak to you, Frances. I was sitting in Dr. Aflanian's office in the 3rd week of September in a chair that was awkwardly positioned at the side of the room, so I had to turn my head to look at her. I was completely unaware of the reason she needed to talk to me, which was probably why I felt especially shocked when I got a note during attendance that morning calling me to her office during break. Aflonian was a pretty good head teacher, not gonna lie. She was mostly known for her annual speech about how she got from a tiny village in Nigeria to getting a PhD from the University of Oxford. She had a PhD certificate on her office wall in an ornate wooden frame. Just to remind everyone who came in there and here that underachievement is unacceptable. I never really liked her, to be honest. She crossed her legs and interlocked her fingers on her desk. She gave me a small smile that said, "You're very disappointing to me." No, I said, fake laugh at the end. It's if that would make anything better. She raised her eyebrows. Right. There was a pause as she leaned back into her chair and clasped her hands together over one leg. You seem to have been involved with the viral internet video that gives a very bad impression of what we're all about here at the Academy. Oh, I said. Yes, it's a very entertaining video, she said, with absolute no expression. And it contains a lot of, prologue. I'm not too sure what face I was making at this point. It's guaranteed quite a lot of attention, hasn't it? She continued. Almost 200,000 views now. A few parents have been asking about it. Oh, I said. Who told you about it? I heard about it from a student. Oh, I said again. So I was just wondering, really, would you post something like that? Are the viewers the same as? She glanced at a post-it note. Universities Do you think we should abolish the school system and go live in the woods and learn how to start fires, buy food, by trading chickens and grow your own vegetables, and capitalism? There are several reasons why I disliked Dr. Eflon. She was unnecessarily rude to students and believed passionately in thinking tools. But I couldn't quite remember the last time I disliked someone as much as I did right then. If there's one thing that makes me properly angry, it's people patronizing me. No, I said, because if I tried to say anything else, I would have either started shouting or started crying. So why'd you post it? I was drunk. I thought it was artistic, I said. Right, she smirked. Well then, I've got to say that was very disappointing. I expected better. Artistic was disappointing. I was zoning out of this conversation. I was trying really hard not to cry. Yeah, I said. She looked at me. I'm going to have to remove you as head girl, Frances, she said. Oh? I said, but I'd seen it coming. I'd seen it coming from a mile away. You're not presenting an appropriate image for the school. We need a head boy and girl who believe in the school and care about its success, which clearly you don't. And I've had enough. I think that's a bit unfair, I said. The video was obviously a mistake, and I'm sorry, but to be fair, the only reason you even know about it is because someone else had told you. It wasn't even from a YouTube account that belongs to me, and you're just assuming that I had all the same views, plus what I do outside of school shouldn't factor into me being a head girl anyway. Aflonian's expression changed as soon as I started to speak. Now she looked angry. If the things you do outside of school affect the school, then they affect your place as head girl, she said. This video has gone viral around many of our students. What? So, I'm supposed to just base my whole life and everything I do around the fact that I'm a head girl and someone might accidentally see what I'm doing? I think you're being very immature. I stopped speaking. There was no point trying to argue. There was no way she was going to even attempt to listen to me. They never did, do they? They never even try to listen to you. Okay, I said. Not a very good start to year 13, eh? She raised her eyebrows again and produced a slightly pitying smile that said, you should probably leave now before I have to ask you to. Thanks, I said. But I didn't know why, because I had nothing to thank her for. I got up out of my chair and I walked toward the door. What? Oh, I need your head girl badge back, said Aflonian. I turned around and she wasn't holding out her hand. Oh God, Frances, what's wrong? Are you alright? One of my friends, Maya, was sitting at our ILC table when I got there. I was crying, which was embarrassing. Not loudly or anything, but my eyes were wet and I had to keep wiping them away so my mascara didn't run. I explained to her what happened. I seemed a bit uncomfortable about the fact I was crying. None of them have seen me cry before. It's okay. It's not going to really affect anything, is it? Maya laughed awkwardly. I mean, at least you won't have to do any of those speeches or events anymore. It's messed up my USAC application. Like, an entire paragraph in my personal statement was about being head girl. It was literally the only reason I wanted to be head girl in the first place. Something I could say that I did. I don't have to have any other hobbies, or Cambridge wants to see you in some kind of leadership role. Maya just listened and made a sympathetic face and rubbed my back and tried to be helpful, but I could tell she didn't get it, so I just said I was going to the bathroom to sort out my makeup. But she ended up sitting at the table sitting in a cubicle and trying to calm down, and hating myself for crying in front of other people, and for letting other people make me cry in the first place.